Hi guys and welcome to the State of Crypto, your one-stop source for all crypto-related news. I'm your host Martin and this is episode 68. Interviews to Ripple CEO, EEA reward token system, Binance CEO advocates for futuristic projects. Now, thank you guys for tuning in. Happy Tuesday, or when Tuesday yet? Yeah, Tuesday. Man, this week is just starting and it just feels like it should be the weekend already. Hey, Sean Christian, how's it going, man? Thank you for tuning in, man. I haven't seen you in a long time. I'm glad that you are here with us, brother. Appreciate it. Now, yeah, man, thank you for being here, bro. Appreciate it. Yeah, dude, like I was saying, I hope you are having a great Tuesday. Man, Tuesday or just Tuesday, man. I really wish it was a weekend again. Anyways, if you're catching this stream live, welcome. And if you are catching the replay and have any suggestions for us, please leave us a comment below, right? Now, if you want to keep up to date with the latest crypto-related news, make sure you subscribe, you hit that like button and that bell so you're notified when we go live. What is up, David? How's it going, man? If you want to keep on chatting with us once the stream is done, you can join us on the Discord. The link's in the description. Guys, amazing that you guys are showing up today. I appreciate it, guys. You showing up gives us more energy to keep coming back and do this every day, man. Definitely. You know, I'm really glad and I'm really happy that you guys are supporting us with your views and with your time, right? Oh man, I didn't have my crypto screen up. I was setting up in a rush, man. I got home late from work, and I just had to set up everything up real quick, man. So a bit of running, but anyways, yeah. You're watching Bitcoin like a fiend. Yeah, let's see. Let's do the articles and then let's move on to Bitcoin, right? Anyways, yeah, let's get on to the news, right? This article suggests that there's a quantum crypto trading bot, right? That should be pretty cool. Anyways, algorithm trading bots became an essential part of efficient trading, right? We know that there's bots that actually do trading on the markets, on the stock markets, or even on the crypto markets. Now, this article suggests that after years of constant improvement, BitSonar finally can state that the company has created the most efficient and flawless trading bot. I would really like to see proof of that. Now, the latest upgrades in September made it possible to calculate almost any detail that can influence the market, not missing a thing. Now, everyone can benefit from trading simply by using BitSonar trading bot, right? Now, again, you know, I'm not really 100% on that. This is from like a PR Newswire website, right? So I would expect for this to be somewhat verified information. Now, I like this quote here that says like crypto world has a very dynamic nature compared to traditional markets, and that is true. You know, we do have really wild swings up and down. Now, significant financial success is achievable today only through the use of quantitative strategies and predictive analytics. This allows BitSonar technology to make precise predictions about the future price movements and substantial capital gains for their investors, right? That's what like Pavel Lerner said. Apparently some dude over there at that company, right? BitSonar or whatever. Now, the feature that sets BitSonar bot apart from similar service providers available on the market using the quantum approach by forming arbitrage hypotheses allows the fund to mitigate the risk while at the same time significantly increase the returns. How, right? Well, to achieve that outstanding accuracy of its prediction, the system performs in-depth historical data analysis based on the information from multiple major exchanges. While analyzing, the system also takes into account the financial quotes, asset volume, and the statistics of the changes at any given time. Now, when it's going to do the final calculations, the system will also check the information on Twitter and Reddit, basically to check the frequency of search queries and cryptocurrency mentions. All this information, they state, helps to build a 100% winning strategy. Again, I would like to see proof of work of that, right? Anyways, yeah, I would like to see proof of that. Anyways, BitSonar high-precision algorithms allow optimizing decision-making process and track market trends, which are unobservable with trading approaches and therefore receive high performance during periods of abnormal market activity. BitSonar trading bot makes it possible for users to get stable and high profits every month, right? So you're supposed to get like real good returns. Now, are they using the name quantum and just throwing it around because Google stated that they're going to have a quantum computer? I mean, what is a quantum crypto trading bot, right? What makes it quantum? yeah, you guess is as good as mine, right? So again, I would like to see more information on these. Articles are going to be a little bit light today. Like I said, I got late from work. I only had very little time to prepare. So I only got to get to, probably going to do just 5 articles today. And then like some of it is going to be actually from my video to Brad Garlinghouse, CEO of Ripple. Because he had 3 interviews today, right? Or 3 interviews from him came out today. So anyways, let's look at the market. What's happening on the market? Yesterday had a red day, right? 0.15% down. Right now going down 0.23%. Yesterday from an opening of 214.47 billion, closing at 213.98 billion. And right now sitting at 213.48 billion. Again, kind of moving sideways, right? Not recovering the way other coins have recovered. At least this is the market cap, right? The amount of money in the market. We have seen Ripple recover amazingly, meaning that, you know, maybe the money that's there is being just traded at higher levels, right? Does not necessarily mean that money has to come in, right? Just same money could be flowing in and out of Ripple, and that's why we're not seeing that much movement. Anyways, let's look at Bitcoin dominance. 1 second. Sorry, man. I still have the sniffles from like being sick and stuff. So, you know, sorry if my nose sounds like it's running, and I just keep like you know, trying to like keep it from coming out. Anyways, Bitcoin. Let's go to Bitcoin market cap. What's Bitcoin market cap doing? Well, it's going out again down again today, 0.17%. Right now, still like it's going up slightly, 0.02 in the first 2 hours of the day. Remember, the day just started 2 hours ago. So again, just keep that in mind when we said today. We're talking about like the candle that starts from today until like 7 p.m. tomorrow Central Time, right? Anyways, yeah, it's going up a little bit. Anyway, sitting at 68.75 off market cap. Again, losing some of that market cap is good. That means a lot of the other coins are gaining it, and then they are more resistant to Bitcoin fluctuations, right? Anyways, let's go and look at Bitcoin news, right? I only have this article. It's kind of awkward. It's from DuckDuckGo Research. You know, DuckDuckGo is like a private browser, right? Like a private Google, let's say. It recently surveyed a general public view on the importance of privacy on the internet, and the results indicated that people care about the information being collected and about them online, right? And many respondents even claim that they have taken action to protect their personal data. That is pretty good stuff. Now, they are actually, I'm going to quote them here, right? The results are clear. Not only are privacy concerns widespread, but people are indeed taking action, right? What action are they taking? Well, there were 1,114 Americans that were surveyed from the age of 18 and older. They specified the top range. Now, nearly 80% of the respondents said they adjusted their privacy settings or reduced their use of social media in the past year. And the changes social media users have made to their accounts include removal of location tags on posts and taking their profiles private, right? You might be wondering how this relates to crypto. We're going to get to that in a second. Now, outside of the social media realm, 38.6% of respondents in the survey said they have used password managers in the past year, and 24.1%, said they have used a virtual private network or a VPN. Right now, DuckDuckGo also claimed that they have seen 68% growth over the past year, meaning that a lot of people are starting to use their platform. Right, so the article summarizes that in short, the increased desire for online privacy and true ownership over one's data should also lead to greater interest adoption of Bitcoin, because the cryptocurrency, not just Bitcoin, but the cryptocurrency is the only option when it comes to digital financial self-sovereignty, right? So being independent. Now, the only way for financial privacy and a form of digital money that doesn't rely on trust in a third party to exist online through a decentralized system like Bitcoin, well, it's through a decentralized system like Bitcoin, right? Now, the importance of the existence of something like Bitcoin or just any other crypto, right? But the article does say Bitcoin. I believe it should say crypto in general. Now, it says becomes increasingly obvious as the world moves towards a cashless society. Anyways, let's go look at Bitcoin, man. What is Bitcoin doing? Well, Bitcoin, right? Potential double bottom, we said. We're not sure if it's going to play out. Volatility is starting to decrease on the Bollinger Band, sitting below at 20 MA. Starting to make positive momentum, right? But it's on negative candles. It's not very good, right? Not very bullish. Sitting low in the RSI at 34.74. Now, something that I'm going to do real quick again, and I'm going to close the Bollinger Bands real quick. I need to open the quad. There we go. the moving average, right? I want to see if we're gonna get that cross, man, because I believe we will get that cross. Or did we already get it, man, on the daily? Let's check this out. Where is this? Settings. Let me make the first one. I'll make it like someone said, do the light, the stop light colors, right? So I'll go green, and then this one will be yellow, I guess. Yellow. And then I'll make this one orange because I don't want to do red yet. So orange, and here. And then we'll make this one like red as it is, and we'll change the opacity to darker, right? Anyways, I'm pretty sure this was off, man, because yesterday we were looking at this data and we had not gotten the cross, so maybe the prices of today just basically moved this a little bit, right? We were about to get the cross still today, and for some reason it's showing that we already got it, man. That's awkward. Same as on all charts, right? David, were you here yesterday, man? I think we were looking at the chart and we had not gotten the cross yet, so that's pretty awkward that it's already showing as if it happened, right? Anyways, getting that cross price action to the downside, it's not very good. We're struggling to get above that 20 MA. I might. Oh, that's why. Nah, never mind. I forgot to change one of the length, right? It comes with the 14 by default. I gotta put the 20. I like it better. Anyways, we just got that cross, man, off the yeah, we got that cross, man, off the 20 MA over, like going under that 200 MA. That's not very strong, bro. Usually when you have crosses like that, you have price drops. So again, it might turn a little bit more bearish for Bitcoin. I hope not, but you know, usually with those crosses, that's what happens. It's not the best looking. Usually for a dead cross, you look at the 52, the 200. But just any cross of a more major or for a lower time frame over a higher time frame, you could consider like a dead cross, right? So again, going over a higher time frame is not the best indicator. Anyways, yeah, man, that's not very good, man. I knew we were gonna get it. I just really wasn't expecting to get it today. I was hoping that we might be able to reverse it with some price action to the upside, but apparently we're not gonna be able to do that. Yeah, I'll go back to the MACD, right? Sorry, not the MACD, the Bollinger Bands. And I'll change this real quick again to orange. Sorry guys, I just having the free version, some like stuff I gotta do, right? Like go back and forth with this, and then all the ads. Anyways, here we go. Well, below that 20 MA. Anyways, we have resistance at 8,437. We were weak enough. We were not able to go up and touch it. That is not very good, right? That's okay. You're kind of hoping it will drop to enter. Yeah, but a lot of people are stuck in positions that are probably... A lot of the followers are probably stuck in positions that they don't want this to fall very much. Anyways, we were expecting it, right? We talked about it. We do need to make that measure move, right? Of the triangle that we broke out of, right? We have not hit that measure move. We need to do it at some point in time. So again, we can probably go down, touch this 100% retrace, right? From where we're at. All right, and then probably drop down and touch that 618, you know, that's fine. Maybe channel a little bit more within this apparently now falling wedge, right? It used to be a triangle. We broke out of it. We made this anchor point here. We have not dropped below it. So again, we potentially just made a falling wedge. And, you know, it's a bullish pattern. So potential price action to the upside if we break, right? And we took a measure move. And depending on where we break, we'll adjust, right? Anyways, we'll leave that here for now. So again, yeah, let's see what else is going on with Bitcoin, right? Let's go into a smaller time frame. The 4 hours. Well, we are seeing contraction of the Bollinger Bands, a little bit of expansion right now, but still very tight, right? We're starting to make a red candle still, kind of like flagging, right? Down sloping consolidation on the 4 hours. Not necessarily bad, right? Impulse up, down sloping consolidation. However, we had like that hidden bearish divergence on the top. Right now, we don't have divergence on the bottom on the 4 hour, like no bullish divergence yet. So again, sitting at like 51.92 on the RSI, positive momentum decreasing, right? So not 100% there. Let's go into the 1 hour, man. On the 1 hour, right? Looks we're below that 20 MA, weak enough to I can actually stay above it. That's not necessarily good. We had this divergence yesterday. We called it out. We say price action to the downside. We got it, right? If you were in the stream yesterday, you kind of, and you heard this, you probably see it played out now, right? Anyways, here we developed some bullish divergence, right? Yeah, bullish divergence. Lower low and then less negative momentum, sorry. And yeah, we got that pop to the upside. However, it was not that strong, man. Right? We kind of hit that 20 MA and it's like, oh, I'm too weak to get above it, man. Oh no. And we're getting more contraction of the Bollinger Bands, right? So again, tightness does indicate a move. Failing to get above that, not necessarily the best indicator, right? It looks a little bit bearish right now. It looks likely that we'll probably make a move to the downside, not necessarily the best thing happening. Anyways, if we go to the downside, right, where can we go? Well, this chart has the upper portions and this one has the lower portions. I'm just not being able to see it on this time scale. So again, I'll go into the 4 hours. Well, we do have this area of support here at 7,531. However, if you break below that, then all hell breaks loose, and the next area or zone of support that you would find would probably be around 6,800 to like 5,795, and then like another support that we have traced would be around like 5,692. And if you break that, then you're talking about like 4,000s, etc. Right? So again, not necessarily the best looking for Bitcoin right now. Let's see what else is going on, man. Oh man, what happened to music, bro? There we go. That's a little bit too aggressive, the music, right? Anyways, right now what we could do, right? Maybe drop a little bit more, right? Maybe to this level, make a flat line here, hopefully, right, on the price, and then keep this momentum below where we're at, make another bullish divergence, and we might see a pop, right? Try to break that at 8,400. But like I said, I'm not bullish on Bitcoin until we get above the 20 MA on the daily, or the 200 MA actually, because being below that, you missed it, Sean Christian, but we talked about that before. Being below 200 MA makes you very weak. We'll look at that again for illustrated purposes real quick. Anyways, on this case, I wouldn't be very bullish until we don't break above 8,400, and we actually managed to stay above it for a couple candle closes, right? Anyways, I'll do that real quick on the daily so you guys can see what I'm talking about. And I just have to shift here the length to 200, right? Anyway, so this is the 200 MA, right? That orange line. We're below it right now, right? As you can see. So when we're above it, we're in the bull trend, right? Look at this one. The bear trend, right? The big bear trend that we had. All below that 200, right? Below the orange line. Look at when we were at the bull trend, right? Everything is above that. So being above the 200 MA puts us on the bull trend. You got into link before the spike. Nice, man. I hope you made a profit on that. Anyways, if it's a spike to the upside, yeah, I hope you made a profit on that. Anyways, right now below that 200, right? Anyways, if you look farther back, every time, and it has been very few times, right? Like it starts here with the data. I can't go farther back. Anyways, you're above it, so you're in the bull trend, right? Bear trend, bull trend, and then you were in the bull trend for the longest time, man, right? And then it kind of broke below a dip, went above it, and then we're too weak to stay above it, and then just kind of like went back into it. Then it became resistance, right, for a while until we broke it on April the 2nd. And then we just like, nah, it's okay, man. We'll go back and look at the link afterwards. That's cool though. Yeah, everyone just like puts comments out, and that's fine, man. That's what we're here for, right? Anyways, below that 200 MA right now. Anyways, yeah, that's it for Bitcoin. Let's move on to Ethereum news. Yeah, the Enterprise Ethereum Alliance, or EEA, which sets up standards for Ethereum-based blockchain applications in business, shared their developments in a statement with like Cointelegraph on October the 7th. So this is something that they got firsthand. Right, it says that the organization has created a new system of reward tokens that supports both software giants, meaning Microsoft and Intel. Now, EEA is a blockchain consortium with over 450 enterprise business members that include Microsoft, JP Morgan, Chase, Santander, Accenture, ING, Intel, and Cisco. Right? Rats. Great 200 remaining explanation. Okay, cool. Yeah, man. Its newly created token aims to incentivize and reward companies who are actively participating in a consortium, right? And then someone like named Michael Reed stated that it really can't be applied to any consortium to incentivize teamwork. The example we are using is a software development consortium like EEA, where we are trying to motivate activities like editing and contributing to specifications, developing and adding code. Then, of course, you can apply penalties for negatives such as lack of contribution, lack of review, missing deadlines, and so on. So, it's pretty cool that these companies, right, Microsoft, like the ones we mentioned, right, Chase, ING, Intel, are working on this Ethereum, Enterprise Ethereum Alliance, right, to further develop the Ethereum network. I think that's pretty cool. And them having tokens that they can get rewarded, again, makes them to where they're actually wanting to participate because they're getting some sort of reward back that they're probably going to be able to cash out for something, somehow. I'm not sure yet, but it looks pretty cool, right? Man, nice coffee, man. Was a long day today. Anyways, let's go back to look at Ethereum. On the daily, what is going on, man? Yesterday, positive momentum, right? Gaining dominance, 0.47 right now, losing a little bit, 0.05. Still sitting above 9%, 9.12% off market cap. That is pretty good. We've talked about being above 8, being good for Ethereum. So, of course, being above 9 is even better, right? The higher we go, the better it is because the less susceptible it is to Bitcoin fluctuations. Anyways, let's look at Ethereum price, right? Ethereum price sitting at $180.07. Yesterday made a slight positive day, 0.28 right now, a red day, 0.37. However, we're being weak and we are rejecting that 20 MA, right? The last 20 periods, right? That's a moving average of the last 20 periods, right? So you get an average price of the last 20 days. So yeah, we are rejecting that, and that's not good. That means you're weak. It's not the strongest looking, right? 7 people tuned in. Thank you guys for showing up, being here. Again, if you like what we do, like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell. Say hi in the chat if you haven't done it yet. That way we'll know you're here. Anyways, making a positive momentum on a negative candle, not necessarily bad, but I mean, it's not good that we're not going higher, right? We are sitting neutral on the RSI at 48. Stuff I don't like. Slightly higher, man. Yeah, slightly higher, man. If you wanted to take this high, right, and say it's slightly higher than this, which let's do it like this so it's a little bit better, more visible, right? And then on the bottom you will be going like upwards, right, because you have a positive momentum bar. Then unless you go higher than this, right, with the next green bar or the next couple green bars that you develop, you are going to make hidden bearish divergence, which means price continuation, and that could potentially mean like either sideways movement or movement to the downside, right? It's bearish hidden divergence. You will also have it on the RSI, right, from here to here, going higher. Anyways, that's it for Ethereum. Is there anything else on the here we can say? Well, below that 20 MA with volatility starting to contract on the Bollinger Bands. Let's go get the 4 hours, man. 4 hours, right? We talked about this bearish divergence on the 1 hour playing out to price to the downside. We did get it. We called it out. If you were here, you knew that we were going to probably break down. You'll see it when we go into the 1 hour chart. That's why this line is here. Don't think that we're just putting it up there for no reason. Anyways, on the 20 MA, right? That impulse down, getting closer to 20 MA, bouncing, getting higher prices. That's good. Volatility opening on the Bollinger Bands. No signs of contraction yet. Making less positive momentum and sitting at 56.98 on the RSI. Again, you're on that neutral zone, so that's okay. Nothing to worry there. And then on the 1 hour, right? Ethereum, basically just now getting below that 20 MA. We haven't closed this candle, so you could bounce up again. Starting to make a new negative momentum bar, which is it's fine, it's normal. And sitting at almost 50, right? 50.86 on the RSI. What is going on here? Well, this bar, right? Minus 63, and then it's like minus 59, right? Slightly lower, right? So you will be going like this. I have to exaggerate them because if I don't do it like this, they'll look very, very similar. Anyways, you're slightly going down. What's happening over here, right? or you go in the opposite direction, so you're making bullish divergence. Again, bullish divergence will mean price action to the upside. You did get it. It's slightly, like we said, it's not as high as this, so that's not very good. You could, if you wanted to, and you wanted to look at this bearishly, right, you could say that both highs are more or less the same. Right, it's just very close to it. It's not there though, but I mean, if you want to look at this like bearish, right, you wouldn't even be able to trace it because you don't have a positive momentum here. So again, so from here to here, you would not be making anything, right? And that's just what I wanted to tell you guys. So it's not that I don't want to say like, look, we're making bearish divergence. There is no bearish divergence. There's no like green candles here, right, that we can base ourselves on that, right? So again, and even here on the RSI, you are slightly higher, right? Man, these things are popping up left and right. 58.48, and then over here you're at like 57. So again, this is slightly lower in price, right, on the bar closing right up here, and this is definitely right lower than this. So again, both of them are going down, so there's no bearish divergence. So again, the only thing that we have to go on right now is this bullish divergence that we made, and then us breaking down is just going with the market. Like I said, I would have expected this to go a little bit higher. But right now, like I said, I'm looking at the bodies also. Like I said in the previous streams, looking at the bodies rather than the wicks, because the market sentiment is bearish, so I want to take less risk, right? The wicks are like spikes and price action to the upside, but we didn't close up there. So again, there's some sort of volatility, if you want to call them that. So I'm not considering them for the analysis right now. So again, if it was bullish, I would probably consider them to get better, different reads, right? But being bearish, I rather play it safe and go with the candle opening and closings and ignore the wicks. Yeah, anyways, that's it for Ethereum, man. It's not doing much right now. On Ripple, man, I am going to play some videos. Like I said, there 3 interviews came out today from Brad Garlinghouse. The first one was from the Economic Club in New York. I watched that earlier today. Then there was also one from like Fox News that was broken down into segments. One of them came on the like live show broadcast or whatever, and then the other one got placed on the website, right? So it got broken down in 2 parts. And then the other interview that came out is the one from Anthony Spompliano's podcast. Brad Garlinghouse got interviewed last Friday. We have not seen yet what came out of that. They released it today for paying customers, and then they release it tomorrow for everyone else. So again, I'm not that in a hurry to get an idea of what he told Anthony Pompliano, so I might just listen to it tomorrow. It's a 90-minute interview. I'm not sure if I'm gonna have time to like listen to it completely before the stream starts. I do have to work, right? So I can't be like doing other stuff, but you know, I will try to listen to it on lunchtime and some breaks or whatever. At least by the time I get to stream, I might have it a little bit digested, and I can probably show parts of it. Anyways, like I said, that interview gets released tomorrow for us mortals that don't pay for the subscription. And yeah, so let's look at this other one, right? I do have it here. There's some couple minutes that I want to go to, and I just want you guys to like check out some parts of the stuff that he answers back, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's 5 segments, and I think overall it's going to be a little over 5 minutes that we're going to look at this video in different sections where he's replying to some questions that I believe are interesting, right?
Very focused on using it for that payments.
Give an example to this audience.
The audio's a little bit broken, but on this
how
part.
Somebody used Ripple to buy or sell something.
XRP in that case, I think.
So she was asking her the case for buying something with XRP,
I mean,
right?
You and I talked a little about this. XRP, in my judgment, and even really any crypto, I don't think the use case is a consumer use case today. Mm-hmm. You know, I imagine some percentage of people in the room before coming this morning stopped at Starbucks, and you had no trouble paying. You used a Visa, maybe you had dollars in your pocket, I don't know, but it worked. And so when people talk about using crypto for a consumer use case, I go to well, what problem are we trying to solve? You know, if there's not a problem, then like let's not force change, and like people aren't going to adopt a new thing unless it's helping you in some ways. So I think in first world countries like the United States, the euro, the yen, the dollar, the RMB, I don't see the consumer use case for crypto anytime soon. Now, I say in kind of the G20 markets because there are markets that have already lost control of their currency where the transaction cost for a Visa transaction isn't 150 bips or 200 bips. It's
when he's saying bips, it's BPS. That's basis points. So if you ever done like finance and stuff like that, basis points is just percentages, right? So he's not saying like 1% or 2%. He's actually gonna say like 800 bips. So like that would be 8%, right? So 800 BPS, basis points again. You talk about them in the hundreds. So every 1%, it's like 100 BPS. Okay, just keep that in mind. He's not gonna say it again later on, but if you ever read that and when you're reading financial stuff, especially banking terms, basis points, that's what it means, right? Anyway.
800 bips.
Correct.
And you go to Argentina and you get a menu and it has 3 prices on it. One is to pay in dollars, one is to pay in Argentinian pesos in currency, and another is to pay with a credit card. That probably will be, is there risk for Argentina that cryptocurrencies are solving a problem? Yeah. I just don't think that's, 95% of global GDP. I don't really think that you need to use a cryptocurrency to solve a fiat problem. And we could also talk about this later, but I think that's one of the biggest mistakes. Libra, Facebook's white paper, they kind of positioned it as a new fiat currency. And that, of course, raises the ire of lots of governments.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so on that part, right? We talked about that article yesterday, right? It was from like News Dash or Dash News or something like that, the website. And they were saying that buying coffee is not going to raise the awareness for crypto, but solving real world problems like money transfers, etc. It will drive up adoption, right? Buying coffee, if you can buy it with fiat or buy it with crypto, in the end, it doesn't matter, right? You can still buy it. So buying it with crypto just might make it a little bit more difficult for some people. So it's not going to drive up adoption to the masses, right? For that, you do need to get into other use cases, like he was saying, in third world countries, etc., where you might have an advantage by using Bitcoin, right? And especially with oppressive governments, like in Hong Kong or with Argentina, what's going on with their depreciations, etc. The new party coming into government, those could drive cases for adoption in those countries, but not worldwide, right? Not in the first world countries where you don't have problems, right? So again, you're not solving anything just by buying coffee with crypto. Now let's go into the next little part. It's around minute 12 and like 13 seconds. So I just have to go a little bit farther here. There we go.
And talking about the work we're doing together. Today we this
is with Santander.
Yesterday, and talking about the work we're doing together. And Santander is a very large global bank, has lots of cross-border transactions. They deal with the friction of cross-border transactions of depending upon SWIFT. What they saw, and she talked a little bit about yesterday, is that they were losing market share to the currency clouds and TransferWises of the world. And for them to compete on a level playing field, they had to be able to have a different technology framework. And they went out and looked at the various options. This is about 4 years ago, and started working with Ripple, and it thus began that particular customer journey.
I know sometimes this is proprietary information, but could you name some other customers?
That's fine. That's a part that I wanted to show you about Santander and the problem that they were facing, and the problem, that real world problem that they're solving for Santander, right? The next bit is at around 14:59, I think. This one I was gonna let it go on a little bit longer. Or sorry, 14:11. With this one right now. Let me go here. I do have notes on this, so not to get so lost. There we go.
Capital is there is because if I want to settle a transaction with the Bank of Liz, and the Bank of Liz is dollars and I'll be Mexican pesos, I would pre-fund money to the Bank of Liz, and Bank of Liz would pre-fund to the Bank of Brad. And then we would use messaging to debit and credit that. But that means I have put dormant capital out into kind of, you almost think about it as the global transaction engine has to have oil in it to work. And so the oil is cash that sits in these accounts all over. For MoneyGram, that's several $100 million of negative working capital. The idea is don't use cash and pre-fund, but use digital assets in real time to move value. So the Bank of Liz could hold $1, sell $1, buy a unit of XRP, move the XRP across a digital ledger into, I guess you were dollars on pesos, from US denominated exchange to a Mexican denominated exchange, sell the XRP, buy a Mexican peso. So I've gone from dollars to pesos in real time.
On which value, which currency value?
Well, you went from dollars to XRP, and there's
Because currencies fluctuate day to day.
That's a great question. And so these transactions are happening so fast. You're talking about seconds. That one of the kind of red herrings here is people are like, hey, I've had bank executives say to me, look, we're not going to use cryptocurrencies. There's way too much volatility. And I let them get that out, and then I say, okay, wait a minute. Let's actually look at the math on that. When you do a SWIFT transaction, the average transaction, let's just say, is 3 days. That's 270,000 seconds. Trust me, I did the math on that. If you multiply 270,000 seconds in a low volatility asset if you compare that to 3 or 4 seconds in a highly volatile asset like XRP, it turns out you're taking less volatility risk with an XRP transaction than you are a fiat. Now, what happens with SWIFT is someone is hedging that risk for you. When you do a transaction to dollar, yen, what have you, someone's selling you that currency risk to the settlement of 2 to 3 days from now. With XRP, it's happening so fast, you don't really need to hedge it because you're in and out of it in a few seconds. And so we haven't seen that be an issue. And MoneyGram went live.
Yeah, anyways, when he's talking about hedging, he's talking about when you hedge, it's like a coverage that you go get again, so you're protected against price fluctuations, and that usually has a cost, right? Stuff that what he was saying, the way to get around is like you get like an IOU, right? Like you have dollars, give them to me, I have to settle this right now, and when I get the money, I'll pay it to you at the agreed price. But then you probably have to pay my plus to cover that market fluctuation that could happen, right? Anyways, that's something there. Again, they're solving it, and then there's that issue of volatility that like sometimes we talked about, right? Well, when they transfer money from here to here, you are exposed, etc. It's so fast that really those seconds, it's not going to tank the market, right? You probably are going to get in and out at the same price, more or less, a very small variation that is probably going to be negligible for these institutions to actually go ahead and say it's a problem, right? It's more of a problem to have 3 days open and not being able to close your position, and especially with talks of like right now recessions some places in the world, right? So again, that does bring more risk than going with like one of these assets, like digital assets, in this case XRP, which settles quickly and then you're not exposed that long, right? So again, you're reducing that risk with the solution that they are offering. Now the next part, it's over here.
That way, I get it.
Well, we see it as a tradable asset to solve an institutional liquidity problem.
Yes.
So we definitely view it as a tradable asset. There's no doubt that we treat it as a currency in that regard. I just don't think any crypto, let alone XRP, is going to make inroads into solving that consumer use case.
Keeping with the network and these banks that are now signing up, and some of them are becoming believers here, is there proof of work? Tell us how that can actually be, because we hear about blockchain being a digital ledger. But where's the central aspect of this? I guess you could call it the central authority of Ripple.
Well, intentionally or unintentionally, you're walking into a very, very, very fraught with controversy question in the crypto space because
intentionally.
Yeah, right. So many people say, well, Bitcoin is the most decentralized asset out there, and there's no central operator, and nobody can control it. Asterisk. That's sort of true. It's sort of not true. The nature of how proof of work works is you have these pools of mining capacity, and mining meaning CPUs. So you think about where would you have concentration of mining? Well, that's where you have cheap power. So what has happened is you have 80% of Bitcoin.
Most of them are in Asia. I remember we talked about that yesterday as well.
You actually have 4 miners who control more than 50% of the compute power of the Bitcoin blockchain. The reason why that's significant is if you have more than 51% of the kind of compute power, you could actually change the blockchain. You could change, people talk about it as well, it's decentralized, it's immutable, you can't be changed, except if you have 51% of the compute power. Okay. Now, this has actually only happened once with a token called Ethereum Classic, ETC, and someone did do something called a 51% attack and was able to steal millions of dollars of value through simplistically just a double spend problem. So is Bitcoin decentralized? Yeah, I think Bitcoin's decentralized, but the nature of proof of work means it's extremely expensive from a power consumption. I mean, here's an amazing stat. 1% of global energy consumption is Bitcoin mining. That is a holy shit moment, in my opinion. Like, you know, you talk about, you know, the green protesters, and you're like, you look at what people are doing with Bitcoin mining, and to me, it makes no sense at all. Now, I can't take any credit for this because this predates my involvement with Ripple, but the early engineers who developed the XRP ledger, they saw this problem coming. And they said, look, this is not the right way to think about verifying transactions because you're going to have to throw more and more power at this. And the further you get towards that 21 million, the more power you have to throw at it. So that has been growing more and more. What the XRP ledger does is it's a very, very simplistic view that, look, if there's a table of people over here, and I happen to know Don Donahue, if Don hands somebody $1 and everyone at the table agrees he handed him the dollar moved. And everyone agrees it moved, and we can agree that the consensus is that happened.
That's being the
XRP
Ripple
ledgers
technology,
have
right?
over
The consensus.
50 million ledger closes, and we've never had a transaction unwound, and you know it works. It's just a fundamentally different model for how it works.
I'm glad you brought up the dollar again.
That's it. That's all I'm going to play off the interview. I mean, if you want to see the full thing, you can look it up. It's online. You know, it's a very good interview. Then he goes on to say that they do own 55% of XRP still in the market. Again, not necessarily the best thing or the bad thing, but you know, they do hold it, but it's an escrow. They can't touch it. They can't manipulate it. So again, they put it there for that same reason, right? So they would not be considered centralized. They have pre-mined it. They put it in the escrow so that, you know, even if they wanted to move it, they can't. So they still own it, but they can't move it until it gets released by the escrow every month. And it's, you know, that 1 billion XRP that gets put into the market, and then everyone starts freaking out, and all those whale alerts start to come out, and, you know, people go like, oh man, they're gonna dump, and, you know, whatever, man, it's not dumping. A lot of that still goes back into the, hey, Benny, how's it going, man? Thank you for showing up, man. You were late, bro. I thought you were gonna show up today. Anyways, Sean Christian's here, David's here. I think you're the only guys that have shown up today, man. Still missing William James, Free TV Addict, and Crypto Keeper Trader from like the UK. So those guys have not showed up yet. Anyways, let's keep on moving to the next thing, right? There is this, again, this is part from that interview, part from other interviews, right? When asked about Bitcoin, he goes and say you can't really use something like Bitcoin for the purpose of micropayments in terms of the cost per transaction or the speed of the transaction. Is much more appropriate for XRP, right? Because it's quick, it's cheap, you know. Anyways, no price predictions, right? He thinks if he could predict the price of crypto, it would not be here, right? He's not going to say it publicly. It's probably in private. He's going to say where he thinks it's going to go. You know, certainly we're interested in party with the success of XRP because they own 55%. He does say that in the interview later on. Again, it is on that interview. Anyways, and then on Libra, you heard what he said, right? That they probably launched it the wrong way. They did want to do it like a decentralized currency, right? Like a fiat type of currency. And that's probably why it's playing against them from all these regulators, and it just drew so much negative attention, right? Anyways, let's go look at Ripple and see what is going on with Ripple, man. Ripple on the daily. Ripple on the daily yesterday gaining dominance 0.63%. Right now losing dominance 0.51%, sitting at 5.57% of market cap. Again, that's good, above 5%. You know, we talked about being above 5%. We do need to get to like the levels that we were at before, right? Like way back here, man. If we can get to 30% of market cap, man, it'll be amazing. However, it's still a long ways to go, right? That's just wishful thinking right now. First, let's keep on eating the market from Bitcoin, then we'll see. Anyways, yesterday we were here. We broke up. We were talking about like starting to move to the upside, you know, resistances. You know, we hit the channel twice, the upper part of the channel, kind of bounced back. We broke out of this downsloping channel, right? So we kind of bounced off that as well. So we're between the two channels, and right now we're facing rejection. This one I think rejected around 28. Yeah, so high was the 28 cents. So it just bounced off the 28. You could kind of say, is this a resistance that we have here, the 27.911, right? So it's almost the 28 cents. We rejected that. Right now we're still moving down. If we keep on moving down, we might hit two areas of support, right? That upsloping channel, mid part of the channel, and the downsloping channel that are kind of converging right now. It could be a sort of strong support. If we break below that, we'll probably go to that 26 cent, right? 26.610. This one over here. Anyways, still making positive momentum, sitting high on the RSI. Damn ads. There you go. 57.37 on the RSI puts us on the high part, right, of the neutral zone, but not yet bought. So what else is going on with Ripple? Let's go into more micro scale, because here in the macro, this is higher than this, right? This is lower, and so we're just going with the market. We're not making any kind of divergence bearish on the top part. So let's go and look at the 4 hours and see what we're doing there, right? On the 4 hours, we had this divergence. We called it out yesterday. Price action to the downside. We did get it. Bounce off that channel like we said. And right now, bouncing up again. Like I said, hitting that resistance right at the 27 cent, almost hitting the 28 cents, right? And then bouncing back down. Making less positive momentum again. Not the best looking, but resetting the oscillator, right? We do need to reset it to run again. Anyways, sitting at 62.94. It's certainly on that bot scale. We're probably going to come down here a little bit before we actually try to run up again. Let's wait and see what happens. Although, with Ripple, remember, we do have the swell event coming on November, I think the 7th to the 8th, or the 7th to the 9th. I can't remember the dates. It's on November, around the 7th. And if you remember, that is going usually brings a lot of hype and a lot of price action to Ripple, and it has been historically. That pre-swell, the prices start to go up, and then as soon as swell comes out, the price of Ripple just goes down. Now, just keep that in mind as so it could potentially be a good buy. However, if Bitcoin does go down, we just got that cross of the you missed it, Benny, but we got that cross of the 200 or the 20 MA over the 200 MA. So again, could potentially bring price action to the downside. Like I said, just keep it in mind, it could drag Ripple down, and the swell event could potentially bring money into Ripple and kind of offset some of that damage from like maybe Bitcoin going down. It might go down. Again, we'll have to wait and see how this is going to play out. Right now, we're not making any divergence here. It's still lower, right, than this, and we're lower in the positive momentum, and we're lower on the RSI. So we're not doing anything even bearish or bullish on the 4 hour right now. We're just kind of like moving along, right? We kind of flagged down. You could say we tried to rally, but failed that rally, but we're not getting to higher prices. So again, no bearish divergence. This could still be considered part of a flag, right? If we just change the anchor points, instead of going like this and then breaking, you could say we went here, and it still makes sense a little bit, right? In the 1 hour, it might make a little bit more sense. Anyways, that you could say that we are still kind of flagging, or if you don't want to say that we're flagging anymore, we're just kind of going with market movement right now. Not developing anything else. We probably are gonna, if we don't develop anything, usually the trend is to like kind of go down sloping slightly, right? Like here, down sloping until we actually do get a move. Anyways, let's go into the 1 hour. Into the 1 hour, man, we're getting a lot of contraction on the Bollinger Bands on this candle. Sitting above the 20 MA, but slightly, man. Struggling to stay above. Making new negative momentum. So low, lower low. Let me change the music because this one's very aggressive. There we go. This might be better. Anyways, low, lower low. Same thing with the momentum, right? More negative momentum. Right now, what I would like to see is for this price to come somewhere around this area. Right? And maybe momentum is going to come somewhere around here. Maybe here. So long as we're below this part, that's fine. We create some bullish divergence that could potentially prop us to the upside. That would be that would be good, right? I mean, that's what I would expect to see right now. We're not having any indicator that would say bounce to the upside, except that 20 MA that is kind of serving as support right now and could potentially propel off that. Other than that, if we go up and make the same high, we don't have anything over here to call like bearish divergence, right? So again, let's wait and see where this actually goes. On the top part, right? Are we making a lower high? No, we're kind of on the RSI. We do have sorta, right, from body to body, from this green to this green candle, right? You'll be going from this spike over here, slightly lower, making some bearish divergence. I think this will be like type 2, yeah, type 2, like class B or medium bearish divergence, price action to the downside, you are getting it playing out. However, medium divergence might not play out as strong, right? So again, that's probably why we're curving up. If we go up again and get to that same level, we might even make a lower high on the RSI and then develop again bearish divergence, and then we could potentially break down again. Just keep that in mind as well. Not looking too good today, man. Yesterday was very exciting. We did get moves. We tried to call out stuff. Some of it played out. We're talking about this one, right? And Bitcoin maybe kind of going up again like it did before, right? I'll go to Bitcoin real quick and show it. We're talking about potentially rallying up again, right? Like here. And maybe make divergence again and then break to the downside. We're too weak, right? We're trying to make that U-turn, but we failed, man. We got rejected by the 20 MA, then bounced back. Anyways, created some bullish divergence that popped us to the upside again, hitting that 20 MA on Bitcoin and breaking back down. Again, we have been very weak. But I was expecting these to go a little bit higher, right? I talked about it. I called it out. I said maybe we get up here and make divergence again. You know, it didn't happen. Well, we also said it could just potentially go down, and it did go down, right? It could be either or. However, I was expecting this movement to come at least here, show a little bit of strength, or try to show strength. Anyways, it's just looking weaker still. Not necessarily good, particularly since we got that cross of the 20 over 200, right? Anyways, to Ripple again. Yeah, some contraction on the Bollinger Band, still making native momentum. Sitting neutral on the RSI at, what did we say we were at? 51.90. That's it for Ripple. Let's move on to Ethereum, or Litecoin. I don't have any news for Litecoin. Surprise, surprise. There's nothing out there. What is happening with Litecoin dominance on the daily? Well, yesterday making a red day, losing 0.84%. Right now going up slightly, 0.35%, sitting at 1.70 of market cap. Again, we have been around that for the past couple days. When we look at it, we're more or less around 70 at this hour. It's very, very near it. So again, it's just been moving sideways, right? And look, what can we expect, man? We haven't been able to break out of this channel. It's just more or less moving straight in a straight line. You know, right now we tried to break outside of it yesterday, but we're too weak. Broke back into it, and now we're trying to make positive price action again. I'm unsure if we're gonna touch it and try to break it, or if we're just gonna fail and come to the midline again. Litecoin's not looking the best right now. Just a lot of sideways movement, right? Even Bitcoin and Ethereum are moving a little bit more than this. Anyways, volatility is starting to contract on the Bollinger Bands, sitting below at 20 MA. Starting to make positive momentum and sitting on the RSI at like 40.18. So again, nothing we can call here. We're lower than here, so you know anything that we try to do from here to here is just congruent with the market data. So nothing there. On a more micro time frame, you see we try to break out. Even here, we were working in this 4 hours, then broke back in. Not quite. We have not quite touched that 20 MA. So again, it's okay. We can always come back and touch it and try to bounce off it. Volatility expanded on the 20 MA. Sorry, on the Bollinger Bands with sitting above that 20 MA and losing that positive momentum. Right. What are we doing with the RSI? We're sitting at 54.73, which puts us on that neutral zone right now. We are seeing some indecision. Right. Look at these candles. Right. This last two particularly. Right. Like almost like a spinning top. This one with no body at all, just long wick to the bottom, right? Looking more like a cross than anything else. And right now, again, looking like almost also like a top, more or less, like right, like a spinning top. Anyways, yeah, not much to see on the 4 hours, right? From here to here, we're going higher. It will be congruent with this data, right? Going higher on the momentum and going higher on the RSI. So, and then on the bottom, lower to nothingness. So lower to nothingness yet, and lower to like higher low again. Nothing there as well. So let's go look at the 1 hour and see if we can see something. And on the 1 hour, this is not gonna look the best for the chart. And yeah, anyways, from here to here, very slight bullish divergence developing, right? Slant divergence at best from here to here, and then you don't have it on the RSI. You just have it on this part here, right? Making a lower low with less negative momentum, right? Price action to the upside, very weak, hitting that resistance at the 20 MA, just like everyone else. Failing to go above it right now, rejecting it. Well, you're trying to go above it right now, right? You rejected on these two candles, trying to get above it. Let's see what happens here. again, but other than that, we're not doing anything here, right? High, lower high, you're going lower on the positive momentum, and you're also going lower on the price, sorry, on the RSI. So again, nothing developed yet, right? You could even say that this, we go here, you hope it drops so you can buy more at discount. Litecoin, you mean? Or just everything, man? Because David, I think, wants Bitcoin to drop so he can buy more Bitcoin. If you want to trace this like this, it could potentially be a down-sloping wedge, a falling wedge. That would be a bullish pattern, right? You could potentially break to the upside. However, this data here, I'm just getting the contact point from here. I would like to get more contact points. Let's see how this develops, because if this goes higher, it will definitely shift this up, right? Again, maybe not the strongest looking yet, but it could be a potential falling wedge. Just when you're looking at the chart, keep it in mind, right? It could, if we break out of that wedge, you would expect to see a measured move from the high to the low, and then plays out wherever you break, and you could expect to hit at that price at least, right? If it was to be a valid wedge, I'm not calling it a valid wedge yet. I do have the contact points at the bottom. I have 3. On the top, I have 2, but I'm anchoring with like very recent data, right? This, for it to happen, it would be the 2 most immediate ones, right? Which will be this one and this one. I am ignoring this point right now. Yeah, I'm not sure if I should ignore it or not. If I ignore it, we are breaking out, and then we're using it as support, and that could be good. And then we could expect that movement to happen, right? I might leave it as this. It does seem to make more sense. And usually what you do is you anchor to the first, to the 2 points, right? You don't skip over points. Again, that this would be the proper way to do it. I'll call it that. I'll say that we're bouncing off it and using it as support. And let's see if we hit a measure move of this structure. I'm not sure this is gonna play out. The market is being very bearish right now. Anyways, let's go on to Binance. Binance, dude. Apparently, Changpeng Zhao is going a little bit nuts. This article starts by stating that humanity always liked to dream big, and futuristic plans such as creating a giant elevator that could connect Earth to space were morally seen as fantasies that will never become true. However, according to experts, this very example could become a possibility with the technology available today. That is not all. Like, Changpeng Zhao believes that such projects are possible and that they should be fundraised on the blockchain globally. How is he going to do that on the blockchain? Oh, I want to know. Now, it is unknown whether Zhao sees real potential in a giant elevator that can connect Earth to space, but a lot of scientists and space tech enthusiasts seem to believe that it could be done now. Similar plans have been proposed before, and a Japan-based Obayashi Corporation has estimated that it could be done for around $90 billion, right? Furthermore, the firm has estimated that it can be done by 2050. Again, that's not too far off thinking about in years, right? Like, maybe we're talking about like 31 years. So again, maybe. So even NASA made calculations regarding the projects, and as far as we know, like, NASA didn't try to develop this. Anyways, Obayashi, on the other hand, does plan to try and pull this off, and they believe that like just the right materials might be a key problem. Like I said, the news weren't that good today. This is the only one I found, and it sounds like crazy, man. I do like that they put his face on the moon, though. It's kind of funny. Anyways, let's go look at the Binance, dude, and see what's going on. Binance on the daily, because we're in the 1 hour, man. Yesterday, more or less, a little bit positive price action, right? See this tripping, man. It shows it green, so I call it green, and then I look up here, and it's red, man. Okay, 0.02% down. Right now going up 0.55%, sitting at 1.17 of market cap. Again, same number that we were sitting at yesterday when we looked at the stream, right? Like, this right here is still 0.17, so it hasn't moved much. What is going on with this price? Well, yesterday a little bit negative price action, 0.17% down. Right now 0.42% up, sitting at $16.08. Again, we are sitting below at 20 MA. We are still within the downsloping channel. Volatility on the Bollinger Bands on the daily starting to contract, making positive momentum, but look, man, not going really high in price, and sitting low on the RSI. We're in that sold area at 37.06. Again, not sure where we're gonna go from here, right? Really wish this would be a little bit more clear. Now let's go on to the 4 hour. On the 4-hour price action, like to the upside, we saw this. We were calling that divergence yesterday. Break to the downside. We broke to the downside. We're making positive candles again. That's good. Stuff I don't like real quick. Slightly higher, right? You can see that the price is higher than this. You can see that gap here. I'll take it from here to here going out, and then from here to here going down. Again, oh man, it just turned green, and that would mean you're making bearish divergence, and you might break down, you know. Again, you also have that on the RSI, bro. So just do keep it in mind as you set up trades. Right, from there to there. Again, not the best looking for Binance right now. This could potentially play to more price action to the downside. However, the only way this doesn't happen is if you make it to up here, higher than here, right? If you make it here and you're going like this, you'll definitely make the bearish divergence and you'll probably break down. Same thing will happen here. Now let's go into the 1 hour. On the 1 hour, above that 20 MA, starting to make positive momentum. You know, here you are lower than this price is over here, so again, you would not be making anything. We just had that bearish divergence that we called out, and then you here probably, yeah, you did, right? So from here to here, you're at that same low. There we go. And you're going lower on momentum, so you're making bullish divergence, price action to the upside. You got that small pop. You're sitting above that 20 MA right now. That's good. And you know, you don't quite have it on the RSI, right? The RSI, it's going down, and here you're actually making that bearish divergence. Right now, are we doing something on the top? No, that's it. That's all that's playing out for Binance. It's looking very, very weak, man. Hey, Sean Christian, are you still with us, man? Because I do have something that I owe you, and you did post a question on the Discord the other day, and I said that I was gonna address it when you were here on the stream. So if you're still here, say hi, and then I'll talk about that stuff that you sent me on the Discord the other day, and I will definitely talk about it, right? Awesome. So, okay. Benny, you probably don't know him, but Sean Christian is one of the first guys that started coming here, hanging out with us. Apparently, he was traveling, so he kind of had to be out for work. But he's with us again. That's pretty cool. Anyways, he sent me this, right, about some potential company that you put money into it, and then you would get a return of like 2% per month. You apparently put like 10,000 pesos, which would be around $500, and you'll get 2%, man. I was looking at this data, man. It sounds too good to be true. Like these kind of investments are very high risk because there is a big chance that this could be a potential Ponzi scheme. I was trying to look at that more in detail. I wasn't able to find any information on this company. And I would just say if you were going to go into it, just be careful because I've heard of companies like this before, right? I've been asked to invest in companies like this before in Mexico, where they're supposed to give the money. Like one of them had this thing. They even had like really nice offices. I went to their offices, and they had this like pseudo algorithm that was supposed to be a like crack for like trading in the New York Stock Exchange. You were supposed to get like these amazing returns, and all you needed to do was give them $100 every month for a year, and you were gonna get like double your money in return, right? Or like 50% your money in return. Anyways, they ended up like like closing their offices the next day. No one prosecuted them or anything. It was just a big scam, dude, right? And they had like really, really nice offices with like a real team of people working there. So again, just do be careful, man. If it sounds too good to be true, just it probably is, right? Again, I'm not like 100% convinced on them. I owed you that, and I wanted to like talk it with you on the stream. Just I believed it would have been better than just by like writing it out on the Discord, and you know, it was a valid question, right? Anyways, Benny, you like Seller, so we're gonna go look at Seller. Seller, what is going on with Seller, man? Oh, bro, dude, what price did you sell? Benny, I think you sold early, man. I can't remember what price you got out at. I think you said like 4.6, so you probably got around this chop area. You missed that pump, brother. Bro, that sucks, bro. Anyways, no looking back, right? You set up your trade, you execute it according to your plan, and you get out when you need to get out. That's the way it works. If you look back and then you like start hitting yourself, yeah, cool, no problems, man. I mean, money lending with guaranteed returns, it's usually like a Ponzi scheme, dude. Just watch out for that. I'm not sure if you were here for the streams. Wonder if there's camera from Ukraine. I'm not sure, man. I can tell you that. What was it like? We talked about like the Binance land, dude. But you're in the States, so you're not gonna be able to do it. Coinbase is gonna give you like 1.7% APY for parking your money with them. So if you want to get some return, at least on your crypto assets, just for holding them somewhere, I think Coinbase might be the best option for you right now. At least while you find a better investment, right? Just for having it there, they're going to give you like 1.7%. It's not a lot, but at least it's better than nothing, right? Anyways, what is going on with Seller, man? Bro, yeah. Daily, what happened, man? We had a small pump to the upside, getting above that 20 MA. Right now, starting to break down. Some contraction starting to happen on the Bollinger Band. Still making positive momentum and sitting neutral on the RSI at around 47.17. Let's go into the 4 hours. On the 4 hours, above that 20 MA, definitely with a nice impulse up. Some down sloping consolidation happening. Again, potential. This is the new candle we're developing, right? In the 4 hours. So right now it's not there, but if you start developing a new one and then close your red candle below this candle, then you have like 3 black crows. It's a reversal pattern. Potential price action to the downside after that. So again, just keep in mind for Seller, you had that nice impulse up, like more or less a twister top developing. And like I said, dude, you had no reason to break down because you were not making any bearish divergence on the 4 hour. So again, you did go into overbought territory at 79.76. Now let's go and look at the 1 hour. On the 1 hour, right, we can see that we've broken down in the past. What was it like at 3 p.m. right? So again, you were impulsing up. That was fine. We had this divergence, right? We called it out. Price action to the downside. It was short-lived though. We had this divergence that we also talked about, right? That could play out like hidden bullish divergence, right? Price continuation. We didn't know if it was going to play up to the upside or the downside yet, and it still played out a little bit more to the downside still. You know, you could still have come down here, even though we were out already. The stream had finished. That's why we did not go back and touch this. But anyways, we would have gone to here. Then these candles would have confirmed that maybe we had bottomed out, and then that price action to the upside, right? This candle is higher than this. So again, you didn't have that bullish divergence developing here. But man, that impulse up was very nice. Benny, I'm sorry that you got out early, bro. You did miss a cashing at least at 0.0050, right? Anyways, some dude on Twitter, not Twitter, on YouTube video, he was saying that he got out off Link and he left money on the table, dude. You don't leave money on the table, dude. If you get out according to your plan, you're good. If you're making a profit trading, you're good. You only leave money on the table when you sit down to negotiate, and that's when you leave money on the table, bro. If you execute your plan according to what you had stated you were gonna do, then you're doing the right thing. You don't come back and you don't look back and say, oh man, I should have stayed, whatever. That just reinforces negative trade sentiments that are gonna get you wrecked in the end. Stick to your plan always. Execute it the way you had it. You did it that way because it was gonna give you a certain profit. And if you got out and the market kept on going up, that's fine. You got out when you said you were gonna get out, right? It's called discipline, and that is very important when you do trading. Now, if you want to adjust your plan because you feel that you are always getting out early and you do want to adjust it, then do it on paper trade first, right? Keep your regular trading strategy going on because you're not losing money. You're just, let's say, missing out on a little bit more money. But that's also called greed, and getting greedy can also get you wrecked. Again, then just test your strategy on paper trades and then, you know, see how that plays out. And then if you are successful with those paper trades, then implement it. Don't go out and implement a new strategy that you have not tested because, again, there's chances you're going to get wrecked and lose money. If you're making money, stay making money. Even if it's a little bit, it's better than losing it or not making money at all, right? So, again, stick with your trading strategy. Keep your discipline going. And then we'll see where it goes from there. So we looked at Seller. We look at something. David, you like XLM, so we'll do XLM now. I'm not sure if you're still with us, David, but if you are, do say hi, and then I'll check out XLM. I'm not sure David's here. I'll do XLM anyways. He'll probably... Oh, he is here. Yes, cool. Okay. We'll do XLM, bro. Yeah, this is the chart we do for XLM. The daily. What is going on the daily? Hey, Sean Christian, if you want us to look at another coin, do let me know, and I'll definitely put it up on the board as well. Well, meanwhile, I'll start doing XLM real quick for David, right? This is a chart we look at for XLM, yes. Well, we have this one that we have trade state channel, kind of like this downsloping wedge potentially. We don't know if this is going to be valid or not. Anyways, we kind of placed it there. Let's see how it plays out. We are within this downsloping channel, still on the bottom part, getting just above that 20 MA, but apparently we're touching it right now. Not sure if we're gonna get above it or not. We are making less positive momentum on the daily. Not the best looking stuff because again, I mean it's regular market stuff, right? So again, not the best looking because we're not making anything that would indicate price action to the upside right now on the daily, right? So again, right now you had an impulse down, you consolidated, you tried to rally, you failed. You kind of keep on consolidating, you try to rally again. Let's see where this takes us, right? Again, unsure yet on this. However, if you want to look more micro trend, I'm gonna go like this. Expand this way. Man, what's wrong with this playlist, man? It's very awkward, man. This guy usually has very good tracks, and this one might be better. Anyways, there we go. Yeah, so that's it for this on the daily. Let's go into the 1 hour. Sorry, 4 hour and see what's going on. On the 4 hour, sorry, I do have a pencil in my hand. I was taking notes earlier on for the video times. We are, like I said, touching that up. Well, we just drew that upsloping channel, right? But you can say that we're kind of congruent. We're touching that mid part of the channel, bouncing above it, like rejecting that 20 MA, like it said. On the 4 hours, let's see what else is going on. Bollinger Band still expanding, making less positive momentum. Again, not necessarily the best. Sitting low on the RSI at, well, neutral, like 54, right? Gotten out of that bot area. Again, are we doing something? Yeah, we kind of, not really, man. This is technically lower than this. So again, you're going from high to low. You are going with the market, not developing anything yet here, bullish or bearish right now on this micro area. Looking further back, again, this will be the green area. From low to high, you are going with the market in the more macro area, right? So like from here to here, I mean, this is going too far back, right? This data, I wouldn't necessarily recommend it. You do have a large green island here, even though it's not high, it's large. So this is more valid. But if you wanted to go from here to here, right, you will be going lower, and here will be going higher. You would be making bearish divergence on the RSI, but you don't. Sorry, on the MACD histogram, but you don't have it on the RSI. Again, but I would ignore that because I would go from here, just because the time period would make more sense, right? Anyways, let's go and look at the what are we gonna look at now? The 1 hour. On the 1 hour, below that 20 MA, still going lower. Again, heading back towards that mid part of the channel. Probably gonna touch it again and bounce off it. Hopefully, if you break below, man, that's not gonna be very good. You are bouncing off a sort of an area of like support resistance. You see we have some candles here that could give you support, right? They bounced up here and then bounce up, and then if you break from there, you know you're probably gonna come back into this chop area. So again, on the 1 hour, looks like you're still gonna go down right now, making a new island of negative momentum. The positive momentum was very short-lived, and I do believe that's gonna be the same case for the other coins. If Bitcoin doesn't really pump, we are making positive momentum on the other coins. It just might be like a small bump. Anyway, sitting low on the RSI at 44.87. Again, heading towards that sold area. Something that I can see here. Well, yeah. You had that bullish divergence that everyone else developed as well, right? From low, lower low, and then less negative momentum. Again, potentially price action to the upside. Again, I would like for this to come some level close to this. If possible, even to this line. Right? Because if it comes to this line, it stops here. Your momentum from here to here, it's probably not going to get to this height, right? You're probably going to get somewhere around here, and then that will make you have like bullish divergence, and you can potentially pump to the upside. Anyways, even if it becomes lower than here, right, like lower that line, this price could still go to this straight line, and you can still have bullish divergence, just a different type of it. And if this is going in and this is slightly going down, then you have strong bullish divergence, and then again price action to the upside, right? You have it here, and then you would also have it probably on the RSI. You would have it in two of the oscillators. Potential price action to the upside, again, very real, so long as we come and touch this area here, right? If we don't, then we are just going to market fluctuations, nothing going on. Just keep it neutral until we actually define what's going to happen. Now, here I wouldn't say it's a flag, right? Because we kind of, if I was to do fibs, and I haven't done it on the other ones, but on my fibs here. So I'll take it from the low, right? I'll call this the local low, and then I'll go to the high, which will be here, right? Then you have retraced at least to that 382, which would be like 0.0612 cents, almost hitting that 50%, but not quite. And then right now you are sitting at that 382. So again, that would be for a retrace with the fibs. You have to go from a local low to the high. Again, if we're gonna use wicks, then you have to use wicks on the bottom and the top. That's something that you have to do, right? You cannot go like candle unless the candle like this one has no wick in the bottom. You could go and from there to a wick, but it's not recommended, right? If you go to bottoms, you go bottoms from bottoms to bottoms, and then wicks to wicks, right? You don't mix and match. If you use wicks on the bottom, you use wicks on the tops for a channel or for lines, right? Or for trend lines, right? If you wanted to do a trend like this, right? That would make sense because you're using the wicks, and then here you would also be using the wicks. So again, just do keep that in mind when you trace stuff with lines. Again, there's just advice that like you should do, right? Any textbook will tell you that. And then again, if you're feeling bearish, use the wick, use the candles. If you're feeling a little bit more bullish, or a little bit more reckless, let's say, you can use the wicks. But it depends, though, right? Yeah. Anyways, that's it. Any other requests for coins? It is like 8:18 p.m. So I'll take a request for coins that we have not looked at, or assets that we have not looked at. Cannabis companies, gold, silver, Dow Jones, oil, whatever, guys. You name it, we'll check it, right? Anyone toss a coin, man. Any coin, we'll look at it. Any asset. Otherwise, it's gonna be game over for today. Do let me know if you want to look at something else. Man, this is gonna be a short stream today. Yesterday we went out for like 2 hours. 2 days ago, I think we went out for 2 hours as well. Yesterday we closed right on 11. The last streams have been over 2 hours, man. So, guys, come on. Toss a coin. All right, that's cool, David. Yeah, thanks, man. No problem, bro. Appreciate it. And I appreciate your tip from the other day as well, man. Thank you so much for that. Link. Does anyone want someone? I mentioned Link, and then I think Sean Christian said he got out of Link, or he got into Link. I'll look at Link real quick before I actually kill the stream. Link, I have it here, so it's not gonna be that hard to look at. That's just the last coin I'm probably gonna do, unless something else comes up, right? If someone else tosses a coin, I'll check it out. If not, that's it. Link, and it's over. Anyways, Link, what is going on? This is probably not the best chart. It does not have a lot of data going back. However, I care more about the short-term data right now on the daily. What's going on? Well, impulse up, very nice. Right now, starting to go down a little bit. That's normal. Probably gonna start consolidating on the daily. Man, it's a nice impulse up, right? That's like 3 white soldiers developing. 1, 2, 3 green candles. Might get a rest. Might start pumping again, you know. Still making positive momentum, so again, no divergence there. Sitting high on the RSI at 76.79 again. On that overbought area, again, potentially could break down. You dabble in chain link. Okay, cool. We'll do link. Yeah, that's it right now on the daily. I want to look at a more micro scale because here you're not doing anything that would scream, man, you're gonna break down. If anything, I just do want to point out that you are making prices that you have not seen. I mean, I'm not going to count these wicks. I'm going to go to like full candle that we had, and it was around this area, right? So you're getting to prices of July with Link. Link recovering like a champ. That's good for Link. Even recovering even better than Ripple, than XRP. Now let's go into the 4 hours, right? What's going on in the 4 hours? This is good. See, like impulse up, down sloping consolidation, impulse up, down sloping consolidation, impulse up, down sloping consolidation. Stuff I don't like immediately, right? Here to here, you're going higher. Here to here, you're going lower. This is the 4 hour again. You're creating bearish divergence on the 4 hour, potential price action to the downside. That's why you're probably breaking down. Again, try to get to that same height. It is the same height on the candle body, more or less, right? I do believe it looks kind of like it's there, right? So it will be at like, what is this? Closing at 2.59. No, sorry, that one include at the yeah, close. It's the green candle. 2.59, and then this will be 2.56. No, I'm looking at the opposite way. 2.598, right? Because the opening is on the top on the red candle. So again, you're more or less at that same height, and you are lower on that negative momentum. So again, you could have another sort of divergence developing there. It is slightly lower, so again, it might not be that. But you know, you are showing weakness, right? You're going higher, not making higher momentum, or trying to get that same height, not going higher momentum. Potential price action to the downside, you are getting it. Let's see how this plays out for Link. Again, you have the same thing going on the RSI, right? You're going lower here. Oh no, there we go. Release, there we go. And then you're going lower here. So again, watch out for that on Link, right? Like I said, about that 20 MA, positive momentum starting to decrease, and you are sitting on that bot area, right, on that neutral zone, but barely, man. You're almost hitting 70, right? So again, you have to reset the oscillators a little bit before you run again. Cool off the jet engines. So what's going on the 1 hour, right? On the 1 hour, a little bit better, right? Here, you can see this from here to here. You'll be going from here to here. Here we're going from here to here, right? Break to the downside. And then again, not necessarily on the MACD because this one's lower. But if you go from here to here, and on your RSI, you would be going from like 84.54 to 81, right? So you're going lower again. So you do have that double bearish divergence developing on the RSI. Just once developing on the MACD. And then I'm going to get closer on this price action. You can see that it's slightly higher, man. This is really like almost hitting that 2.597, and this will be like 2.59. What is this, man? We called it earlier. 2.595. It's like 0.002 cents lower. If you want to call it the same price, it's up to you. If you want to get like hardcore, then no, right? It would be lower. But then again, if you want to call it the same price, then there you go there. And then you would go to this positive island of positive momentum. And you would have double divergence there, triple bearish divergence on the RSI. So that would mean price action to the downside. You are failing to go higher because you get tired, right? You get exhausted. And that's normal. And you would expect to see some price action to the downside. Candle you're probably gonna start to go down, right? Yeah, I'm not sure if it's a good time to go in, bro. It might start to break down. Because you're not making anything on the bottom part, right? Low, higher low. You know, the only thing that you had, sorta, would have been from here to here, and then from here to here, right, on the bottom part, and you would have had, like, hidden bullish divergence. That would mean price continuation. You were going up, so that would put you on that uptrend. That's probably why you had that, well, also that week going up, right? So, again, that's it. Nothing else. Gonna get rid of this bottom part. I'll leave this up for a link. Here you would also have that divergence on the MACD line, right? So from here to here and from here to like here, this small bump up there. Anyways, that's it. So you have divergence on those oscillators, and that's it. Right now, like I said, I would expect the price to go down. If Bitcoin pumps, it could bring this up for sure. But I'm not sure if Bitcoin's gonna pump. We did see that 20 MA going under that 200 MA. So again, just be careful with Bitcoin, right? Right now, still going down. Let's go. Yeah, the 1 hour. That's what I wanted to look at. So again, failing to get above that 20 MA. Not the best. Not the best, man. We don't have anything here that we can play off, right? That bullish divergence that we had was very weak. So yeah, that's it. Does anyone want to look at anything else? Sean, Christian, David, Benny. Who else is here? Soka. I'm not even sure if Soka's here. He hasn't even manifested himself if he's live. Soka, let us know you're here, man. You're usually here and you're usually like lurking. William James also, if you're here and you're lurking, let us know, man. I'm not sure who is here or who isn't. But I haven't seen anyone else come online of the usual suspects that have been here lately. So I wonder, Anyways, I'll put the music back on. Forgot to turn it on again. It just like slips on my mind, right? Hey, cool, man. Do you want to look at another coin? If you mention a coin, yeah, cool, guys. You guys are here, so nice. If you guys want to look at a coin in particular, do let me know and I'll check it out, right? You have to go? That's cool, man. Everyone has to go at some point in time. You're going to see the Joker? Don't tell me. If you tell me something about the Joker, I'm going to ban you for life, Soka. Just keep that one in mind. Oh, so good, Sean Christian. Do. If you want to look at another coin, do let me know and I'll do analysis. And then if you don't have time to look at it right now, you can watch the replay, and that'll be cool, you know. Just wondering if anyone wants to look at something in particular before I kind of like close the stream. Otherwise, I'll sign off and then until tomorrow, right? Cool, David. Thanks, man. Thanks for letting me know. All right. So I guess that's it until tomorrow then. Guys, again, thank you for watching. If you like what we do, like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell so you're notified when we go live. I hope you like that small segment of interview that I did for Brett Garlinghouse. We did one the other day for Eric Crown. And I do believe when I find content like that online, I want to bring it into the show somehow. Not just by regurgitating or talking about it, but like actually showing you guys that in case you want to go look at the full stuff, you can see it. Anyways, again, if you like what we do, like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell, show this video to your friends. We are on Twitter, we are on Instagram, we are on Discord, we are going to be on LinkedIn, we are on Facebook, and I'm trying to figure out what other platform we might get on, right? Anyways, I'll let you guys know if we jump on something else. Again, reshare, retweet, that everything that you do that brings more awareness does help us grow. That'll be all for tonight. Again, thank you for watching, guys. Until tomorrow.